up, everybody out there in YouTube land? Tasha Davis here of IamTashaDavis.com, your elite marriage manifestation coach and femininity mentor, helping my sexy, savvy, sultry, successful sisters all over the world to resurrect your love lives and birth the marriage of your dreams. And of course, as you can see, I am not here by myself. I have my wonderful, beautiful, handsome, hot, sexy, amazing husband with me, and we are going to have a candid conversation about why black men no longer want to date black women. Fact or fiction, just kidding, but we're going to get into it seriously. So, of course, I would love for you to go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and share all over social media. We want this to be I feel this is really important because we talk about this all the time, and we, especially living in Los Angeles, we kept noticing that we would see, you know, black guys with other races of women, nothing against interracial dating or anything like that, but we were always it was just like a huge trend out here. And we were just like wondering, like, what is that about? And then we would see it would just be so prevalent. And then seeing people comments online, clients and things of that nature. And, really it's hurting black women so much they feel like it's colorism, and we just want to get into like why, maybe what's going on as far as that's concerned. So let's just get right into it. I think this will bring some clarity, and this is really near and dear to my heart because I want to help. That's why I do what I do. This is one of the reasons that I do what I do. So, hubby, first of all, let him tell you his name. That would be nice.
Okay. Well, what's up, everybody? So, my name is Todd, and of course, obviously, like you said, I'm the husband. And so I don't know, like, where to start. I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna let you know where to start. No, I'm kidding. But seriously, by the way, we will be married for 20 years in October, so I think that's a darn good achievement. And
do they hear you? It's the microphone.
Yeah.
Because I could barely hear you.
I said we will be married for 20 years coming up in October, so I think that's a pretty darn good achievement. But I say that to say that we have so much knowledge and experience, real life experience, which again is what I pour into my work. So rest assured, you're in good hands. But let's get to the topic at hand. And one of the first and foremost things that I want to talk about or bring up is first of all, why did you, decide that you actually wanted to, marry, date, whatever, a sister, so to speak, as opposed to other races or whatever, or did you date other races? What's your story, sir? There's a big microphone.
Yeah. Kind of put me right on the spot with that one. I mean, I've dated, all sorts of races of people and things like that, or women, whatever. Just basically at the end of the day, I asked God, to bless me with a sister. And I think the thing is, like, for me, like, there's nothing wrong with dating outside your race. I don't have any problem with that, nor does she. But just at the end of the day, for me, it's something about a black woman, a sister, something about her spirit, her soul. I can't explain it. There's no words that can even explain it at all. But it's something about her soul, that her spirit, that just pulls you in. So that's basically
Awesome.
my story.
Yeah. No, and I totally get that because, that is the story that some people, that's how they feel. And we're here to, give this information as far as like, okay, well, on the opposite side, like, why is there seem like to be such hatred or, just annoyance or frustration really when it comes to why, the black men that just swear sisters off. So let's talk about, a conversation that you and I had, we've had many, and that is, one of the things that you brought up is that in having conversation with other black guys, not that you even brought it up, they would just start talking to you. One thing that you mentioned that they constantly said is that they have a problem with black women and their attitude.
Mm-hmm.
So can you elaborate on like what they said or whatever the case may be?
Yeah. So first, let me just put a little disclaimer thing in here, whatever you want to call it. I'm not here to bash sisters.
Exactly.
Because for one, bashing sisters isn't going to do any good. For two, um, in my opinion, my personal opinion, I think sisters are the best on this earth. That's just how I feel, point blank. I mean, I'm married to one. And there are issues, not just with sisters, but with the brothers as well. But I just want to jump on the brothers for a minute because again, I don't want this video to seem like we're just all bash and sister video and everything. I want to get on these guys because the problem I have is, a lot of these black men, they have a bad experience, whatever, with a sister. Things didn't work out, whatever happened, okay. And then so they go and they're like, okay, I want, a white woman, I want an Asian woman, I want a Latina woman. So they go and they find that woman. But when they go and hook up with that woman, they are bashing the sisters. They are telling, white women and other races women, sure, I don't like black women because they this and that, blah, blah, the attitude. Just complain about sisters and everything. So the problem with that is that when a black man runs and starts complaining about a sister, then that's giving power to other races of women because they're looking at sisters and like, oh, they don't know how to handle their own race. They don't know how to handle, black guys. They don't, they're not good enough. They're really, it's already bad enough that black women get a bad rap. But that's not helping when black guys go run into other women and talk about how bad they think they are and this and that. And so that's giving power again to those other races of women. So then when the black couple, the black couple are out, out and about, and then another race of women is walking past, and she's like basically being disrespectful, just staring at the black sister's man, and just probably thinking to herself, "Oh, I can have him if I wanted to. I can snap my finger and I can basically have him." But they don't really, like, black women, even though he's with a black woman, or they really like us more than they like. See, the thing is, by us complaining and talking about black women to other races of women and stuff like that, then they're thinking that that they are better,
superior.
They're superior and everything, and that they can, like, again, black women aren't good enough. So, and that's another word I can't even think of, but it just gives them that like overconfident type of attitude and everything. So that's not good.
And to prove that point, there was a recent, I don't even know how recent at this point, but it was actually not that long ago. Some blog or chat or something like that was leaked, so to speak, of, this group of white chicks. And basically they were talking about black guys. And in that particular chat, they were just like, one girl was like, oh, I would never date a black guy. And the other girl says, oh, I would date him, but I would never marry him. And then they were just all basically going back and forth. Oh yeah, black men think that it's a prize to date us. They like that was what the conversation entailed. And they were just basically going on and on and on about, what black men think, like, oh yeah, it's a prize for them to date us and this, that, or the other. And again, that goes from what, my husband was just saying is that, okay, you can choose who you want to choose as far as dating, but why go ahead and bash, quote unquote, black women to other races, of women? That just doesn't make any sense. So
because, excuse me. See, the problem is, again, what I have, with brothers is that, okay, you have your issues, whatever, with sisters and things didn't work out well, and of course, the whole bashing thing. But you can't sit there and complain about black women all day like you don't have any fostering issues, because a lot of black guys, they have fostering issues as well. Huge temper problems and things like that. They go into a relationship, very immature. They don't want to take care of their business. They don't want to get out, work, whatever, bring home that money. Now, I'm not saying all black guys. Right. Let me just say this here. I'm not speaking for all black men, and when I get to the women part, I'm not speaking for all black women. So let me just, because people are probably going to be dropping comments, why not all black men are not like that? Not all black women are like that and stuff, because people, they tend to take little pieces and don't watch the whole video all the way through, and then they make misjudgments in the comment section. So anyway, so black guys, they go in a relationship, they're all immature, they still want to be that party cat and everything else, and they want to hang out with the boys, nothing wrong with hanging out with your friends and stuff like that, but there's a respect level, respect factor and everything, And when you're going out with your friends, you have to know when to say no. When there's other women around, you really shouldn't be going out to where you got all this temptation and stuff around, because that's gonna get you in trouble. And then so you end up cheating and whatnot. Then the whole relationship is jacked up, and but you go and you complain, to other races of women because you got dumped or you got busted cheating and things like that. So it doesn't work out.
Exactly. So now again, so we're gonna talk about some of the issues that they brought up. These brothers or whatever brought up. Maybe they do have some valid points, and so again, as far as the whole attitude, that was like one of the top things. And but look at here, we all know about, as they say, black girl swirl, as far as the neck rolling, eyes, and all that other stuff. But maybe let's talk about some deeper issues too. But I'll just let you go ahead and say, what did guys say about that?
Okay, so time to get on the sisters and everything. So again, this is not, I'm not talking about all black women, because in my opinion, there are a lot of good, kosher sister girls out here on this planet. Again, there are a lot of good, kosher sister girls with awesome hearts, awesome personalities, awesome spirits, and beautiful souls. So I'm just talking about the ones who need some, tweaking, a lot of tweaking. Mm-hmm. So again, notice that everywhere, and of course here out in Los Angeles, that we see so many black men, with other races of women, Asian, Latina women, and stuff like that, mm-hmm. just holding hands. So many. I rarely see a full-on black couple. And again, I have no problem, no issue with you dating outside your race, honestly, because I've done it. But so then when I see the sisters, I always, for the most part, I see the sisters by themselves. Right. Now, you may say, well, Todd, just because they're by themselves doesn't mean that they're single. Okay, so, and that's true. But when you constantly see, more times than not, that the sisters out there without a companion, without a mate, then you're going to be scratching your head like, come on now. Right. Because why is it I see, even just, like Latina couples, Asian couples, more to them together than like more, of a single person and, mm-hmm. and things like that. Everybody else, a black man with a Latina woman, white woman, then I see a sister and she's like all by herself or with a pack of girls and stuff like that. So, right. I've had so many conversations with, brothers and everything else over the years about this type of stuff. And like there's times where like a group of women will walk by or or something like that, and the guy just like looking, brother's like, hey, she's fine, good looking, so I was like, the sister over there, no, not the sister. I don't date, I don't mess around with black women. I'm done and stuff like that. Just all the time I hear that and everything, and stuff. And so, I just started basically finding out, okay, well, why? Like I'm curious and stuff. I mean, I know why, but to hear from other people. Mm-hmm. So one of the things I say is the attitude, black girl attitude, BGA. Again, not all black women have a black girl attitude, okay? But so that's a big issue, is that there's talk about the fact that they try to talk to, sit down and have a conversation with a black woman, but she gets an instant attitude over nothing, just whatever it may be, just an attitude over nothing. And that can be like, really a pain in the butt, because they're displaying that, masculine energy by like having an attitude because of whatever happened, maybe something happened at work or whatever. They're always taking their problems out on a guy or something like that. So,
and correction, actually that would be considered really wounded feminine energy, because a lot of times it's your defenses are up. You're not approaching things and having an open heart, and because of, like Todd said, because of the fact that maybe something happened to you, in your childhood, in your past, or at work, or whatever the case may be, you don't know how to, properly deal with your emotions. Maybe you're not even aware of what you're doing, but that's what guys can feel your energy. Yes. And they can feel that you have BGA, so to speak. That's our little, term that we use, that you have BGA, and they're just like, oh, okay, well, I'm not going to talk to her or whatever. So again, that's what, I help to, help you to understand and connect with. why are you doing that? Maybe you're not aware, but this is why we are bringing this up. So
Right. So one of those things where they feel that, you can't tell, a sister anything because they won't believe you. They get really mad, super mad, and they stay mad for umpteen days and things like that. And of course, the neck popping, neck rolling, and everything else, like just will go off into the deep end. Like if the guy makes a mistake for something, minor, then they tend to just go off and no, I'm running this such, I'm doing this, I'm that, and you're not going to come up in here such and things like that. Just like talk as if they hate the person. So that's one of the things, it's just a whole lot more, just not a lot of time to get into that part.
right.
So the other thing is, which is a really huge issue, um, is that huge issue is women's weight. Is why, a lot of black men, not all, but a lot of black men go over to other races of women. Not that other races of women aren't fat either, but if you already know, statistics says that,
Yeah.
sisters, black women are the most obese,
Highest obesity rate as far as women,
Yeah.
race, and all of that. And I actually haven't looked that up recently as far as what the numbers are. That is something I do keep track of, but I will maybe share that or something in the comment section or whatever. But it's true. I mean, we do have highest obesity rate out of all of the races.
Yeah. And so that's a huge issue because, a lot of black men feel that, black women let themselves go.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, even like I come from an era where, like, black women for the most part, what I know, remember is that they really took pride in their appearance and how they
Right.
looked and stuff. Like, they didn't believe in coming out the house with their hair looking jacked up and face jacked up, clothes off. They like took pride and stuff. Even like in music videos and stuff, like sisters was all together and stuff.
Yeah.
So now we're just like, and again, this is not to bash anybody that's overweight. Okay, I don't know what your reason is or whatever, but the fact that you are overweight, and some of you may be working on it, and that's good. God bless you. But there are some women, and I personally know women that just don't even care. And so
Right.
if you say something or if you have an issue because that woman is overweight, it's a big problem. Like it's a big issue. They call it fat shaming, hating, all that type of stuff. And it's even none of that. And I just really wish, like, if I can just really talk to you, sisters out here, and like, please understand that us men, we are the hunters. What we see in our eye, like our vision is, I can't really explain it. It's so strong, and our eyes are so passionate. So, like, a lion sees his prey, and I'm not saying that women are prey. That's not what I'm saying. But a lion sees his prey, when he first spots his prey, his prey is attractive, and he sees that he's going to go after that prey. Like, he's not going to hesitate. He sees something he wants, he's going to go after it.
Right.
So that's how we are. Like, we're very visual, and we see a woman, and we're going to let you know if you're attractive. We're going to basically let you know. And again, for the most part, men, they do not like an overweight woman. A man likes a woman with curves, nice curves. You can call it thick or whatever you want to call it. I'm not saying that you have to be bone skinny or anything like that. But a black man loves a woman with curves. I mean, you can have a big butt, whatever, small butt, as long as you have good, nice curves, nice. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for and stuff. But as far as like just full on fat, obese, it is not attractive. It is not attractive. I remember this one sister. I was helping this one sister out as far as, working out. She was like, Todd, listen, I'm really trying to, lose all this weight. I'm trying to get myself together and everything else. I'm like tired of like looking like this. So I was giving her tips and everything on, what she can do as far as, helping out to, lose weight or whatever. And so the other sister, she was like just really big. And she just started, just basically going off. She had her hand in the hip, doing something at the little station area she was at. She was like, this is what she said, God's my witness. She was like, I'm a fat A. I'm a fat A. I don't care. I like to eat. And stuff. I'm just like, why are you going to speak that? Death and life is in the power of the tongue. And those that love it will eat its fruit thereof. So, like, you don't speak that stuff, over yourself and everything. But again, it's not attractive because I want to just give another example. So a man loves a brand new car, a
Right.
brand new vehicle. I mean, even if it's like a car from like the 70s, one of those old school cars. A man basically likes it to look
A nice car.
nice. He
Right.
likes the vehicle to be just in shape. He doesn't want a vehicle where it's all dented all in and banged all up when he purchases it. You know, we make this purchase. He wants to make sure everything is right. The rims on it, the wheels, blah, blah. He wants to look nice and pretty because that's attractive. He likes to be seen in a nice, beautiful looking car. So that's how it is with a woman. You know, he doesn't want a woman that's just all banged out, you know, blew out, stomach all hanging out, you know, walking and she look like she can barely breathe, look like she's out of breath and stuff, stomach flapping up and down, hitting her face and stuff like that. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just being honest, you know, ladies. Listen, think about it. You see all these other women and they're in shape, and I'm not saying every last woman is in shape. I'm not saying that. But for the most part, you know, most women are in shape. They have a nice shape to them, you know, hourglass figure, whatever, if they're skinny, if they're small, medium, or whatever. And the black men that I see, they are with those shaped women.
Right.
They are with those shaped women. I see it all day long. It's rare that I see a black man with a woman that's, you know, overweight. And if I do see a man, black man that's with somebody that's overweight, he's overweight himself too as well.
Right.
So again, please God, please understand, I'm not bashing you guys. I'm not trying to come off that way or anything like that. But guys talk. We are visual. We see you and we are very attracted to you. But then if we see you and you know your stuff is all everywhere, you're not in shape, you don't have any shape to you, it's not attractive. And then you know you wonder why I can't get a man, you know why no man is looking at me and stuff. We want to see something beautiful. Like when God created us, God didn't put us in Garden of Eden, you know, all big and huge and stuff like that. And it's not, of course, it's not healthy
And
at all.
so that brings up a point. Now, let's talk about, because I know that some women out there may be thinking like, okay, well, maybe they have somebody, or maybe they have had somebody. As far as that's concerned, and you're having, as far as a weight challenge or whatnot, and or maybe you are one that, well, guys are always approaching me, because this and the other, and maybe you're having sex or whatever the case. So I just want to touch on the mentality as far as women have the thought that, okay, if a man wants to have sex with me, then he's into me. And so, even if, whatever the case may be, as far as, maybe having weight challenges or whatever the case. So, can you touch on that as far as like why that is? Why do men still, have sex with women that maybe, they don't maybe feel that they are super attractive or whatever the case may be?
Because man can sense if you have low self esteem. See, like you can try to hide it all day long and stuff, but men can tell if you have low self esteem for one. You know, they see that you're vulnerable and everything, that you really want a man. They can feel that you really want a man, and they see, well, okay, her face really isn't all that, her body really isn't all that, but she has a big butt, she has a big chest. Yeah, her stomach is big, but yeah, she has a big chest and big butt. And again, honestly, guys see these videos. This y'all need to stop watching that Cardi B. I don't even want to say the name. You know what video I'm talking about and all that type of stuff, whatever. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But she just just messing everything up for y'all. But anyway, so men, see you guys with big this and big that, and the fact that again you seem to be vulnerable, and so they'll just hook up with you to get in and get out.
Yeah.
Just bottom line, to get in and get out. And then so you notice that they have a change of attitude. First they're hooking up with you, oh baby, this, oh I don't care about all that, just yeah, I know you're trying to work on yourself, your body, your weight, whatever. No problem. Hey, I'm good. You good. They get what they want and they fly like an eagle. That's just the bottom line. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen with smaller women, but I just wish I can really get you guys to understand that guys are visual. And yeah, just let's not talk about the knuckleheads who are like that. Let's talk about the real good kosher guys who want, a Barbie type. Again, that doesn't mean a stick figure. I'm not saying that. But again, something that's well, curved. I mean, you don't have to be perfectly curved. Yes, something doesn't have to be um, wall flat, board flat, whatever. But just at least in shape, okay? And see, listen, guys, think about this. There was a time like when I was coming up, when I was younger, it was a rap group called the Two Live Crew with Luther Campbell, and I personally, know him, met him, whatever, and stuff like that. And they had, some songs and rap songs, even talking about like black women. And those were the days where like white women were so jealous of sisters
Right.
because sisters had the big butt, the beautiful curves, big butts, and stuff like that. So black women were talked about. People said bad things about sisters because they had the big butt and all that type of stuff. So now, basically, black women still aren't accepted because of their curvaceous bodies and their big butts. But notice that other races are getting these butt implants, lip injections, because quite as kept, they're trying to look like you guys,
Right.
And they won't admit it.
Right. And what I I just want to interject because again, it's not about being just picture perfect. This is about having the mentality, ladies, sisters, of let's not give them something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not give people something negative, I should say, to talk about. And number two is think about your gift, okay? Think about your body as a gift. Your body is the temple of God. Your body is the temple of God, and you should want to, the whole thing is you should want to have it be presentable. And when it comes to a man, that's what they're looking at. They can feel that. They can feel that, oh, she lazy. She don't like to do nothing. She don't have nothing going on as far as that. She vulnerable. Let me get in and get out. And this is not to say, obviously, yes, there are overweight women that get married or whatever the case may be. And I know of some that that has happened. But the bottom line is, what my husband is trying to convey is that even though that happens, guys are still visual. Even if they do end up marrying somebody who is overweight or whatever, they're still going to be largely tempted, for the most part, by what they're seeing visually when it comes to women who are of a certain really energy of, I take care of myself. I work out. I, do what I need to do as far as that's concerned. And it is something that really can affect a marriage later on down the line, because maybe in his mind he thought he could change you. Who knows? Just something that those are some things that come up, or whatever the case may be. But the bottom line is, men are visual. Men are feelers. They can feel that. And if they are sticking it out with you as far as that's concerned, it may not last. Just to be totally honest, and the experience that we've had, it may not last unless you do something about it as far as that.
Because overweight sisters still say, well, I'm looking for a man that's gonna love me for me, just gonna love me for this. That's what I always hear that.
Right. But what does that mean?
What you guys have to understand, number one, you have to love yourself enough to take care of your body. Because listen, I worked in hospital, emergency rooms. I had, overweight people and overweight women tell me, like, how they regret not taking care of themselves,
right.
Like laying in a hospital bed. Like, I'm telling you, I watch people die, all that stuff. I put people in body bags on, but they regret not taking care of their bodies and stuff. So you say, okay, I want a man to love me for me. Okay, so that is nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. But how can he love you for you if you can't even get past, if he can't even get past your body? Because he's a guy, he's generally not going to come up and talk to you, just out of clear blue, unless you look well together, unless you're attractive on the outside. That's just how we are. We see that you, just like, again, like I said, the new car, we see a new car, oh man, dude, that car is just off the chain. I need to test drive it. Need to go check it out. Just, see what it's about. See, That's how, when we look at women, that's how we are. We look at women like, oh, she is fine. Look at that body. Her body is this, pretty legs, such, all that stuff. So how are we gonna want you for your personality if we haven't, been able to step to you
Mm-hmm.
because we don't like what we visually see. If we like what we visually see, then maybe we can see if we're gonna like you for your personality.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So we got to get past all of this in order to find out if we're gonna love all of this.
The inside.
The inside.
Yeah.
Think about it.
It's just, that's just how it is. It's even like that when it comes to social media. If basically a lot of people are so concerned about content, when actually the main thing that gets people to actually look or even talk about your content or listen is first and foremost if they like what they see and if they like how you sound, then they're going to listen to what you say. And it's in that order. So it's the same thing when it comes to a date, when it comes to men, as far as, the attraction has to be there first and foremost to even know who you are on the inside.
Exactly.
And what you are on the inside exudes, your energy exudes out. And if your energy is, I want somebody to love me for me, but what you're not really loving yourself, you're not in a transition period in terms of actually working out and working on yourself and working on your, your mindset, working on your money, working on your weight, working on, these things, your spirituality and all of those things, they feel that. And that is the energy that you are projecting. It's a lazy type of energy, just a lackluster type of energy. And that's what you're giving out. So, that was a lot. That was a lot. So now I do want to say too, ladies, that does not mean that you should be so depressed and so like, oh my gosh, that means I'm never going to get anybody. No, what we're saying is work on it. Work on it. Work on yourself. Do something about
Like
it.
get mad about it and do something. Right, exactly. I'm sorry. Just love yourself enough to and I'm not saying, this exclude people that may have medical conditions and stuff like that. But God has given, I believe that God has given everyone the ability to take care of themselves, whether you're a man or a woman, to take care of your bodies and everything. And just like think about, like pay attention if you don't already. Pay attention when you're out and you see other women of other races. Again, I'm not saying that there is no excuse me, no overweight or obese, women of other races. I'm not saying that. But like I already said before, there's more overweight sisters. But again, just look, you see these other bodies. Men love to see that. Even married men shouldn't be looking at that stuff. You're married, don't be staring at that stuff because that can get you in trouble. Thoughts, ideas, suggestion, get you in a lot of trouble. But the fact is that they are out there, and if you're with your mate and she's not in shape, and the man, I'm just keeping it real, and the man sees another Barbie doll looking woman, in other words, woman that's in shape, at least for the most part, he's gonna really look. And then he's gonna have those images of all those women he saw that day in his head, and he's gonna go to bed. He's gonna be thinking about that woman, and a lot of times he's not even gonna want to touch you.
I was reading an article, and literally what he just said, I was just like, it's like a Rolodex. Like men's mind is like a Rolodex, and like all the images that they see, even if they're not trying, it just comes up. And of course, obviously, it's up to the man to control that, as far as that is concerned, like my husband just mentioned. But that is how men are wired. They are wired differently than we are. Now, when it comes to you doing something about yourself, when it comes to you elevating and cultivating your femininity and, changing your attitude, perfecting your attitude or whatever the case may be, and, getting your body in shape, what I notice is that a lot of times people approach it wrong. And then they don't get results and they get frustrated, down, depressed, and everything else, and they just give up. And then it's like, well, I'm a fat ass and I just like to eat everything. Or this is just me. This is who I am. I was born like this. And that's not the right attitude to have. But the reason why is because you are approaching it in the wrong manner. You're approaching it strictly from the physical. You're going to make a list of all this other stuff that you're going to do. Okay, I'm going to check this off. I'm going to do this, do that, do that. When you haven't created it in the spirit first, and then you go and do it in the physical. So that's the type of stuff that, again, I help my clients to do as far as that and actually get tangible results as far as that's concerned. So,
I mean, and I'm just gonna say this. That's gonna be the last thing. But just again, think about it. Like sisters, let me tell you, in my opinion, sisters have the best shapes on this earth. No inject. I mean, yeah, there's people that get, but I'm saying like, you don't need injections, implants, and things like that. You have the best bodies on this earth, in my honest opinion. Don't let the devil keep you from your full potential of showing your beautiful God made body, your temple. Because I'm telling you, when you lose that, all that stuff you have and everything else,
mm-hmm.
if you guys only knew,
Right.
I'm telling you. So, but anyway, so those are just some of the issues, the overweight and the black girl attitude and stuff like that. And the whole thing is that it's not just women's fault; it's the guys' fault too, whatever. Because the reason why it's both, the men and women's fault is because you hook up with a woman, whatever, you start dating, whatever, things like that. Your first big major argument, you don't even know how to get past that. So that first big argument, only thing that basically is triggering is your last bad relationship. And the woman's thinking about the last bad relationship, and the man is thinking about his last bad relationship. So you still kind of got that anger lingering aside from that past relationship. So you really let each other have your new relationship, your first big argument. You really go on, blah, 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 blah. And basically, you never get past that, and you're just like you're done in the end. So because you had several bad relationships in a row, then you go and you get with somebody else another race and you bash black women and stuff like that. But again, black couples, their first major argument, a lot of times they never could get past it, or they may get past it in terms of days. Since the arguments happened, but in their mind, they're kind of still reliving that. And so then the next big argument, they're still kind of built off of that last argument, and it gets even worse and things explode. So technically, it's not just black women's fault why black guys are, not all black guys, but a lot of black guys are dating other races of women.
Right. No, I know that was a lot. And again, this is candid, raw, just real deal. It's not just my husband's opinion. This is what he has heard from other men.
Talked
like
a lot of guys.
Yeah, and this is what they're saying. So last but not least is the femininity factor. When it comes to black women, as far as our femininity. So just to be clear again for my audience, I want us to have a clear understanding of what femininity is and what that makeup is, and that is, I say there's a faux femininity movement going on right now, and again, God bless these people who are creating content as far as that, and they are trying when it comes to, okay, well, we have to make sure that we self-care, and we're doing a sugar scrub and facial and all sorts of stuff, this, that, and other, whatever the case may be. Okay, that makes up about 5% of what femininity or feminine energy actually is. Again, feminine energy is an energy. It is what is on the inside of you. And going back to the example that my husband mentioned, as far as that first big argument blow up. Okay, so what happens is, because you don't have the tools to cultivate and your feminine energy, and to get over and conquer those past tragedies, relationships, whatever the case is, you are carrying that into other relationships, and that is an example of wounded feminine energy. But what my husband is going to elaborate on is what guys are saying when it comes to women, and again, this is really pivotal for my clientele, because a lot of you are, in those positions of management, or, you're in a career as far as, where you have to actually quote unquote call the shots as far as that's concerned. And what we want you to understand is that, yes, there is feminine energy, there's masculine energy. So basically, there has to be a balance. There has to be a balance of energies in a relationship. So if I'm a woman who's operating a high masculine energy, and I'm wanting this masculine man, okay, initially he may come and approach me and be attracted to me, but once he realizes, oh, she's one of those, or whatever the case may be, there's going to be butting of heads, and the relationship will ultimately dissolve. It will ultimately come to nothing. And this is why, too, ladies, just before my husband starts talking, that is an example of that is, too, as far as operating high masculine energy when it comes to the dynamic of dating and relationships, is you making the first move. You making the first move. You should never ever do that. That's what I teach my clients. We never make the first move. And I want you to go ahead and elaborate on that and your,
I mean, and that's the thing. Like, I just don't understand what's going on today. Like, again, when I was coming up, even in high school or out of high school, just when I was younger, I mean, just basically, the thing, we're the hunters, man. Us men, we are the hunters.
And that's masculine, healthy masculine energy. Man is hunter.
Like, for a woman to like approach me, well, excuse me, you're cute, and can we talk? Blah blah blah. Can I get your number? That's a turn off for me. It's a turn off because for me, it's a sign of desperation. And not just that, but again, I don't need. Well, at least speaking for a lot of men I know, like, we don't need a woman hunting us. I don't need some woman hunting me. That's our job. My job is to hunt women. My job is to hunt women, not women hunting me down. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me, come on now. That's like, I mean, it's just some examples I can use. I'm not going to get all into it. But it's just a turnoff. It's not feminine to me. It's just not, I mean, yeah, it may be flattering to some guys. Some guys may like it, whatever, fine and dandy. But don't take my job from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, to me, that just does not work, And so then you have, again, like women, they have their power and stuff like that, power position of a job, which is awesome. I'm all for, sister girl being, power, having a nice high position and stuff. And there's a misconception or whatever you want to call it, that black men are jealous of women in power. I honestly don't believe that to be true at all.
Right.
Because they say, black men are jealous of them in power because, they say, black men have a problem with it and stuff like that.
Or intimidated.
Most black men that I know aren't intimidated because you're in power. This is the problem. I'm just going to keep it real. This is the problem that us men have with you women being in power. Again, it's awesome that you're in power because you guys have come a long way. But a lot of you get in power and you don't know how to act. So you're power tripping. You're, exuding masculine energy. Okay, this need to be done. I need to do this. You're in the way. I need to do that. Blah blah blah. Such. And what my position entails. Blah blah blah. And I need to do this. So I'm gonna call you when I'm done and stuff. I just want to, tell you I love you. Okay, good. But I'm busy right now. I need to, I can't really explain, what I'm getting at. But
what he's getting at is, ladies, if you are doing that, again, it's, first of all, awareness is the first and foremost thing. If you are doing that, what it means is that you are not turning off your masculine energy, which is needed in your position to a certain extent. It is needed because that is the doing energy. That is the energy that gets things done. That, okay, well, we have this deadline. We got to get this done. Even when dealing with your children, like, we have 3 boys, so I'm operating in that quite often, telling them to get these toys up and get this together. Okay, get over here and eat, whatever the case may be. But we have to know, and there's tools to use to know how to turn that off when it comes to your man. Romantic relationship is totally different than you being at work. It's different than you dealing with your kids. And of course, it's not saying that you're going to be perfect in it. But if you're not aware that you're doing it at all and you're wondering why you're not attracting somebody, a masculine man that you say that you want, you have to first and foremost be aware of what your dominant energy is that you are operating in right now. So
yeah, because I'm just like, don't bring that home, this masculine energy and stuff. Because again, guys, you just don't understand. Men are masculine. The men I know, we're masculine, okay? And women are supposed to be feminine. God made women to be feminine, and us to be masculine, men to be masculine. And we just, it's just not. It's just a turnoff to deal with a woman that's, like she was saying, exuding the same masculine energy as us men. That's a like I might as well be with another man. If that's the case, which I'm not. Let me just make myself clear. I'm straight as a board, okay? But anyway, like I don't. It's just us men. Me, I'm attracted to a girly girl. Okay, another. Obviously, I'm talking about a woman, but a feminine woman. Okay, that's like I don't. Like that's another thing that we talk about us brothers amongst each other. Tone it down. You don't have to be so loud. I was at this one event and everything. Just I'm a forex trader. And I was at this event, this group I was in. And so the lady, she's a forex trader. She came up to introduce herself on the microphone. It just loud as I don't know what. How y'all doing? I said, how y'all doing? It was so loud. People were like doing like this, just covering up their ears and stuff. I'm like, man, you have, okay, the other women and stuff, other racist women, they get on the microphone and they're just soft spoken and hi. And then, our sisters get on there, now what's going on? And stuff like that. Not all, me again say this, not all sisters, but a heck of a lot of them do that stuff, and it's not attractive at all.
And that's a couple things. Again, let's point out the difference between personality traits and, as far as your feminine energy. So, yes, personality wise, that's one thing as far as, you are, boisterous or whatever the case may be. But you have to, again, know how to use that in a proper tone. And what my husband is saying is that, and I really believe it's because we're not aware of these types of things. We're not aware of that. These lessons that, that I'm teaching and things of that nature, really from what I have been told from clients and things of that nature, is that these are like lessons that, great grandmothers used to tell. But no one is talking about it anymore because we're so into this era of I am woman, hear me roar. I can do anything you can do, I can do better. I'm, bomb, the whole Cardi B thing. Funny thing is, I was listening to old school rap, and Shoop came on. It was not my choice to hear that Salt Pepper song. Shoop came on, and when I was listening to the lyrics, I was like, oh, that really explains, because she was talking about going over and approaching a guy, and this, that, and the other, and he looks good and all that. Of course, you're gonna see the man looks good. But when she was talking about approaching him and saying what she wanted to do to him and all this other stuff to him, just meeting him, again, I was like, wow, that's interesting. And growing up, I didn't think about it. Like, that was an example of her operating in masculine energy. But we thought nothing of it, like, oh, girl, I know, right? We're an empowered woman. We can do that too. But as my husband is saying, that actually is a turnoff to a lot of men. Some are flattered, but again, for the healthy masculine energy male, that is actually a turnoff.
Exactly. But yeah, it's a whole lot of stuff. Well, I think maybe we should do like another part to this.
I know it's super
There's so
long.
much stuff. Yeah, that's probably the longest video ever. So
yeah, so again, just to wrap it up, ladies, we wanted to. I felt it was important to bring this to you. My husband's definitely on board, which I'm thank you so very much on bringing this information because, again, my passion, my heart, and even my husband is just really awesome. Is that I am commissioned to change the trajectory of the black woman, like build a better black woman.com, which I think I'm actually going to buy that website name. We have to get back to who we really are. And that is, yes, being strong, yes, being dynamic, being, empowered when it comes to, business, when it comes to spirituality, but also when it comes to being able to attract and keep a man, because there's so many of you ladies out there who are sad, and you feel that this is a part of you that you feel that God is punishing you because you don't have a man yet, when actually it really comes first and foremost to awareness of who you really are. And that is a difference between who you really are and what media And society is telling you who you are and who you should be and what you're listening to when it comes to these messages from reality TV, quote unquote fake reality TV. When it comes to these songs, when it comes to these stories, when it comes to these images, you are, and which we all are if we allow ourselves and don't really understand, being conditioned and programmed to operate a certain way. And unfortunately, that certain way for black women is okay, I'm gonna be comfortable in my skin as a, obese woman, which is a health concern. I'm gonna be okay with, telling a man he can, now I need him. I don't need a man. I don't need a man. I can do this by myself. I can do bad by myself. Though that type of, era that we're in is why one of the reasons why so many of you are still single. And I don't want that to be the case when you in your heart know that you want to be married and God has somebody for you, but you had to prepare yourself. And so again, that is why I do the coaching as far as that's concerned. So enough of my, don't want to get emotional or anything like that, but that's just coming from the heart. So once again, I love you to pieces. Like, comment, subscribe, share all over social media. You think somebody will benefit from this, please share it. Man or woman, please share it out to, to the sisters out here that may get something from this. And once again, thank you so much.
You're welcome. And make sure if you guys need coaching, just make sure you contact her. So.
Absolutely. Tasha at IamTashaDavis.com is my email. Go ahead or you, of course, obviously go directly to my website. There is a free training on there as well, as a free master, or not a master class, but a free feminine energy class where I actually discuss some more things in detail. Sign up for that, get on the email list, and get that free training as well. And of course, I am accepting new clients right now. So Tasha at IamTashaDavis.com. I'd love to hear your story and get to work with getting you married, basically. Have an amazing day.